So here you are, the biggest movie star in the world. You were on award-winning soap operas, award-winning TV shows, and even award-winning motion pictures. You were voted People's Sexiest Man Alive. And that was all capped off with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. You're making your directorial debut. Up comes a person to interview you. You recognize this person. You went to high school with this person. All of a sudden, these memories of being bullied comes back to you. What do? What did Michael B. Jordan do? We're going to find out. And we're also going to give you 4 ways to attack bullying after this. You were a star child, let your light shine for all the world. When you open your mouth to reveal a pearl, let it shine more, just to light the path. If it don't add up, man, just do the math. If it ain't for you, let it pass on through.
I love Brotha T.
How you doing? This is Terrion Wilson, aka your boy Brotha T, here with another one.
Oh, it's good.
So I like to thank you and welcome to the New Life Tree, where we like to give you little pine cones of wisdom for your mental health. If you don't know what that is, stick around, stay on the channel, you'll get it. Today we're going to talk about the Michael B. Jordan and L'Oreal incident, right? I guess you can call it an incident. So before we get into that, let me just say for the record that Michael B. Jordan right now is probably the biggest movie star in the world. Let's just get that out of the way. He's done great things, right? So what happened? So he's walking the red carpet and he's making his directorial debut. He directed Creed 3. Up comes Miss L'Oreal, who went to school with him, and she started asking questions. I guess it'll be better for me to show it than tell it. So here we go.
On the Hustle Show, we got Michael B. Jordan, the director and the star of Creed 3. And you know, we know each other. We go way back all the way to Chad Science in Newark, okay?
The corny kid, right?
No, I did not say that. Misquoted for sure. No, you did not hear me say I said we used to make fun of the name. But isn't this the sexiest man show off right here? Who's the sexiest man? Because now who's the sexiest man? Because I thought you said he might be the one right now.
This is the one. This is the one right here.
Favorite restaurant here?
Oh man, whatever hotel I'm in, their restaurant.
Well, you're not corny anymore.
Now what you're going to notice that he knew exactly who she was. As he walks up, you see this look right here. That means, hey, I know you. So as she says, hey, we know each other from high school, that's when he says, oh yeah, me, you called me the corny kid, right? So now that was kind of like his get back, right? So some people don't realize, right? When you're in high school or anywhere for that matter, sometimes we do things to people and we don't realize that these people will hold this stuff in for later, right? You have to be careful what you do to people. You have to be careful how you talk to people. I suggest that we treat everyone with respect no matter what. You never realize what people remember. That's why you should always treat people with respect no matter what. Some people don't understand that when you mistreat somebody, they'll hold that in, and sometimes they hold it in for 20, 30, even 40 years. When you're mean to somebody, it could really make an impact. So I want you to take time, realize how you're talking to somebody, realize how you're treating somebody, and do not be unnecessarily mean. I don't care what age you are. Some people remember this forever because this is his life dream. This was his life goal. He put his all into one day being the actor he would later become. When it's ingrained in you like that, it becomes a part of you. So as somebody's making fun of you, they're not making fun of what you're trying to do. They're making fun of you because that's your identity. I hope that makes sense. So be very careful how you treat people. Now, L'Oreal tried to back away from it and said, well, that wasn't me. I was misquoted. And what she's talking about a show that she did. I believe it was called The Undressing Room or something close to that. She did it with two other people, Eva, who was previously on America's Top Model, and then Dominique the Diva. Let's take a second and listen to that clip and we'll know what L'Oreal was saying.
I really think deep down inside, I think that Michael B. Jordan is just like a nice, corny guy. And I don't mean that as a slight, right? I mean, we all know that the nice, corny guys treat you the best.
You know, it's so crazy. I went to school with Michael B. Jordan at a point in life, and we went to Chad Science together in Newark. And to be honest with you, we teased him all the damn time because his name was Michael Jordan. Let's start there. And he was no Michael Jordan. And then he also would come to school with headshot. And back then, that was like in the hood. We lived in Newark.
Yeah.
Like that's the hood. You know what I mean? So we would make fun of him, like, what you gonna do with your little stupid headshots? Like, and now look at him.
Now look at him. He got that Black Panther money.
Well, yeah, I didn't exactly.
As you can see, L'Oreal really didn't make the corny statement in this clip. It was made by, I believe, Dominique the Diva. However, she did piggyback and let them know that they did make fun of him, right? She said he walked around with a headshot. And it's pretty clear by the way she said that they made fun of him walking around with the headshot. Then she said they made fun of him for, you know, the name Michael Jordan, and said that he was no Michael Jordan. I would go out on a limb and say he's probably surpassed him by now. He responded by giving her an interview. At that point, he kept it professional. I'm glad he did that. He could have made it a lot worse on her. He could have denied her an interview. He could have said something that was terrible. He could have abused her at that moment. He could have reversed the bullying, right? He could have bullied her in that moment. But what he did, he stood there as a professional. He answered her questions. And I believe whoever was with him, part of his staff, they pulled him over and he, you know, to get him away so he can get to another interview. Now, the lesson in that is that treat people with respect. You never know who you're talking to. You never know how they might glow up, right? Blow up, glow up. I don't know. Well, however you want to put it. You never know what people are going to do later, especially when they're dialed in, they're focused, and they know what their purpose is and their goals, right? And when you see somebody locked in on that, like he was, be very careful how you treat them. Now, I'm not saying you have to be best friends with them. I'm not saying you have to be their girlfriend. I'm not saying you have to be their boyfriend. What I'm saying is treat everybody with respect. I believe the proper way to handle that back then was, hey, you got a headshot. Oh, you want to be an actor? That's cool, man. I hope you make it, bro. If you make it to the big screen one day, give me a shout out or something, or put me in a movie. You know what I'm saying? Joke like that, right? You don't have to be a person's best friend. But trust me, had she been like that back then, he probably would have remembered her differently. I want you to think about that. How would he have received her? She probably could have got exclusive interviews with him if he knew her in that way. I want you to start thinking like that. You never know who you're talking to. Now, without further ado, let's get into the 4 things you can do to combat bullying if you're in school. If you're not in school, if you're at work, or in your everyday life with your family, these 4 things you can implement today that would help you out in these type of situations. The first thing I want you to do is stay away from them. Now, that's easier said than done, especially if they're in the family, right? But you can cut some types of communications off. If you spend a crazy amount of time with a person that bullies you, sometimes it'll go into what I call energy vampirism, right? They'll start draining your energy. So you want to be careful how much time you're spending around people who are, sucking your energy, and you want to be careful how much time you're spending around people who are bullying and using you and talking about you and picking on you. You want to limit those times. The second thing you can do, you know how they used to say about bullies, hit them in the mouth. Now, I don't mean this literally necessarily. You don't have to go around being violent, right? But what I mean is you can get them right back. If they bully you, give them a little bullying back. Oftentimes, when you find somebody being a bully and someone takes it upon themselves to bully them back, you'll find that a lot of them are cowards. How do they deal with being a coward? They deal with this by bullying people, because that makes them not feel like a coward. It gives them the power in the power dynamic. It makes them feel like they're above somebody. So now they can't get picked on because they got somebody under them. And a lot of times you'll find that these people, these same people, they were or are being bullied by somebody else. They're just passing the buck so they won't have that feeling all the time. I hope this makes sense. So if that happens, a lot of times if you just give a little bit push, push back just a little bit, you'll see the cowardice in them. And even if they're not a coward, some of them will respect the fact that you did it, and they'll leave you alone off of the strength of that. So there you go. Get them back. Next thing you can do. Next thing you can do is you can just be yourself. No matter how corny or lame they think you are, no matter how they talk about you, no matter what they say about you, no matter what they say you can or can't do, if you stay yourself and you stay true to yourself, if you stay true to who you are, if you stay true to your mission, true to your goal, true to your purpose, you will win in the end. I almost guarantee you. What happened? What happened? Just a few years later, he is the biggest megastar that we have on earth right now. People put him on a magazine as the sexiest man alive. Everywhere he goes, women are screaming. So he went from being picked on in high school for wanting to be a big time actor to being a big time actor. He won. So once again, I want you to be yourself, no matter how corny or lame they think you are. Boom. Now the last thing you can do, and this is going to sound simple, but it's very potent. What I want you to do, are you ready? Get your ears open. You ready for this? I want you to succeed, succeed, succeed. If you succeed, then they can't talk stuff about you. They have to stop picking on you after a while, because who's gonna pick on the person at the top? If you succeed and you make it to the top, they have to stop picking on you. They can't. They can call you corny. They can call you a lame, and some people do still, right, Dominique? But I mean, who's the corny one? You're talking about him. Every time a movie comes out, you have to talk about him. You took it upon yourself after you made those statements and they resurfaced. You made another, you came up for another interview with a news station talking about him.
Emotional, damn it.
Who's corny? Think about that. I want you to take time and think about that. Who's really corny? I don't know, Dominique. I don't know. So those are the 4 things you can do if you encounter this situation, whether you're in school, whether you're at work, in your personal life, with your family. Let's review one more time. The first thing you can do, is stay away from them. The second thing you can do, you can hit them in the mouth. We're not talking literally. I'm not telling you necessarily to be violent unless you have to defend yourself. What I'm telling you is you can just follow their bullying with a little bit of bullying of your own to get them off you. The next thing you can do, you can be yourself no matter how lame or corny they think you are. And the last thing you can do which is the easiest and the hardest thing to do, right? Succeed, succeed, succeed. This is your man, Terrion Wilson. I'd like to thank you once again for coming to T's Life Tree. We like to, on this channel, give you little, we call them pine cones of wisdom, but what they really are, they are life lessons. We like to give you things to motivate you. We like to give you things that you can use in your everyday life to get to a better place in your mental health. And we like to do it all at the same time. If you want to ascend to the height of a Michael B. Jordan, I can't guarantee you're gonna be a Michael B. Jordan, but what I can guarantee you is that if you lock in, if you stay focused like he did, good things will happen one way or another, right? I can't guarantee you a Hollywood Walk of Fame, you know, depending on how you look. I can't guarantee you're gonna be the sexiest person alive, right? But I can guarantee you that good things will happen. Doors will open for you. Just stay on your path. Don't let anybody take you off your path. If you know you're doing the right thing, if you're righteous and you're doing it the right way, you're not hurting anybody, stay on course. This is your man, Terrion Wilson. I'm gonna catch you next time, family. Peace.